Good morning, friends. You're watching BrainStormAcres. I'm Henry.
And I'm Irene.
We thought we'd spend a little bit of time this morning talking about why do we go through all the trouble of decorating for the holidays. Right now it's Christmas time. We don't have any kids at home. We don't have any grandkids visiting. It's pretty much us, so why all the hoorah?
Because we deserve it.
That's true.
I mean, both of us enjoy Christmas. And we like the decorations. In general, I try and change at least some of the decor according to the seasons. So in the spring, the wintry sort of things sometimes like will go away and we'll have some more summery kind of things. Even before summer hits, you know, in the spring, say April, May, when we can still have, you know, snowstorms. But you still feel like it's time to, you know, shuffle off some of the stuff, put some cheerier, more summery, springy sort of things up. And I do that pretty much, have done it as most of the time we've been married. If I could afford anything that looks like a new change of season, we had it.
You know, when we were first married, our very first Christmas, we bought a small pinon pine tree down on the square in Socorro, New Mexico, if I remember correctly.
Somebody had gotten a forestry cutting permit and cut a dozen trees and had taken them down to the square to sell.
I don't remember how much we spent. It was
$8.
She remembers.
It's a lot of money. I mean, $2 an hour was normal wages in those days.
Not even that much. I think I was only making about $1.90, $1.85, something like that.
Right, but that was
about $2.
Yeah, it depends on where I worked. But you know, like when I worked at Tasty Freeze, it was $2.
So we bought an $8 tree with 4 hours worth of work plus the tax time, but we still bought it. It was small. It's maybe 4 feet high or something like that.
4 or 5, yeah.
It wasn't really huge, and we had a very small number of decorations.
We bought 2 packages of ornaments at Sears. We bought these bells that we still have most of. We've lost a few over the years, but we still have most of those bells.
That was 49 years ago.
Yeah, we got our money's worth out. And then, trying to remember, I think we may have bought a plain batch of, you know, little round things, and then probably, if we, maybe something else like that. And then I made ornaments. I took walnuts and I carefully cracked them in half.
And we still have them.
I still do. There's several along the bottom here because they're pretty indestructible. And I glued them back together with a ribbon in top so that we could hang them on the tree.
Yeah, now we weren't going to be home for Christmas. Well, our home for Christmas.
Right.
We were going to be going back to the East Coast. We're going to stop
both sets of parents
in New York and then go on to Maine.
Right.
And that meant we didn't really need a Christmas tree, right?
No, but we were gonna. A lot of times we've done something like that. You know, just because somebody invites me for Thanksgiving doesn't mean I don't cook Thanksgiving at home.
We always cook most of the time we cook Thanksgiving at home.
Well, once in a very rare while we were invited for Thanksgiving, and after the first year when we did that, we went, oh, forget this. We don't like that. It's like other people's Thanksgivings can be cool. Every family has their traditions. But to be honest, I like our cooking better. And I also like all the leftovers and stuff that come with it and all the crazy secondary dishes that you create with those leftovers. So for us, even when we were living near family and we would do a Thanksgiving meal with some family member, we always had, a couple of days later, would do Thanksgiving at home, and the kids knew they could always count on all the things that we as a family liked to have for Thanksgiving. And that means I did all the pies and all the other things.
We cooked the bird, we did the stuffing, we did the dressing, we did the mashed potatoes, we did the winter squash in a variety of different ways, rutabagas when we could get them. We really sat down and decided between the two of us what was important to us about our families' Thanksgiving vacations. The same Thanksgiving celebration. And the same thing exactly went on with Christmas. We talked about what was important.
I remember, okay, it was our first year of marriage, and I remember sitting down with you in Socorro, New Mexico, in married student housing, and saying, okay, what means Thanksgiving for you? What kind of pies do you like? What kind of fruits and vegetables and bird and all that other kind of stuff? How do you, what will spoil your Thanksgiving if you don't have it?
Yeah, the only miss that I had was I forgot to tell Irene that pumpkin pie for breakfast the day after Thanksgiving was a requirement, and we've changed that to where we have to test the pumpkin pie the day before Thanksgiving to make sure that it was going to be edible.
Right, right. Well, I bake 2 at a time now, and always have since then, really.
Since we almost got divorced the first Thanksgiving.
Right.
Yeah,
but we always compared notes on every holiday, and because I said, this is our house. This is our family now. We get to decide what's important to us.
We have a surprise, a super secret surprise that we'll talk about later that we're going to be giving a shot at. But Christmas.
Yeah.
The hard part for Christmas is that we keep the Christmas decorations, as with all of the holiday decorations, in a storage container. And it's a lot of boxes. I mean, a lot of boxes.
And I've actually reduced the number of boxes because I've gone through the stuff and said, okay, these are too... And you break a couple of ornaments every year, usually with the help from the pussycat. So nothing that's incredibly, like, super important ever goes down low on the tree. Like I say, the bells that we had from our first Christmas are up at the top. I think over the years we've lost 3 of those bells. I think there were a dozen to start with. And we had the tree fall over because we did not notice that it actually had a bifurcated trunk when we lived in Texas. And we lost a couple of ornaments there. I mean, it was a beautifully manicured tree.
It was a gorgeous looking tree, but the tree trunk was not ideal, and it turned out to be
lopsided.
Off balance.
Right.
And
we got caught by
happen.
it. Now we after that we learned to pay way more attention to the form of the trunk.
Yeah, we have ornaments from Irene's parents. We have ornaments from my parents. They are things that are of value to us. They don't go on the tree every year. In fact, we probably have, 4 or 5 times as many ornaments?
Oh, at least, yeah. And some of the stuff, like, there's a few things, like these angels here. Those are hand-carved wood ornaments for Oberamergau, Germany. We visited there, Mumble years ago. We were on a business trip, and on the weekend we got to go take a bus tour to
Neuschwanstein and
Oberamergau. And there was another castle we went to the other one, the Baroque castle.
Linderhof.
And Oberamergau, they sell the wooden carved ornaments, lots and lots of them. So we have a bunch of teeny little ones like that, there's probably 4 or 5 on the top of the tree this year. We own more than that, but the point is not to put everything out every year. It's kind of a mishmash depending on the shape of the tree, and how much fits. I mean, we did not purposefully get the biggest tree on the planet this year. We felt that this was big enough, and
yeah, it
makes us happy.
It's a 6.5 foot tree, which is nice. It's within our budget, and one of the issues is that the price of trees does go up, and I'm not going to go cut a pinon tree on our property. There's not very many of them here.
Well, we've done that before, and actually we wound up with an aphid infestation one year because of that.
It's just true.
And that was really not my idea of a good time, because we don't take our trees down instantly after Christmas. They always stay up until at least 12th night. Well, for those who are not in the United States who don't follow that tradition, 12th night is when the 3 wise men came to the manger.
Or if you're in Scandinavia, 12th night is actually one of the big celebrations.
Right, but it's the big celebration. I mean, you have St. Nicholas Day, which is the beginning of December. I want to say the 5th or 6th. You've got which we don't do in the United States. You've got Christmas, which is the big deal in the United States.
The 25th.
The 25th. But then you have the 12 days of Christmas.
Starting with Christmas.
And on the 12th day of Christmas is when the 3 wise men came to the manger, and that's what 12th night is. And we're aware of that both because of Henry's Scandinavian background and also because we played with a medieval group. Well, Twelfth Night was actually a big deal in the Middle Ages because it was the three wise men coming, you know. So there were lots of gifties given then, probably more important then than it probably would have been St. Nicholas Day and Twelfth Night that were the big deals. And Christmas was a religious holiday. So you went to church, you know. But we leave it up until at least 12th night, and then we decide based on the condition of the tree. Our tree is in water. It's got a water-filled base that I re-water every day.
It has cast iron. I repainted it last year or the year before. I don't remember which.
Last.
We've had it for quite a number of years.
Yep.
It's heavy, and it does the job for us.
Yep.
Now, one of the things that a lot of people do, especially as they get older and their kids have gone away from home, is they will stop doing things. And really the hardest part from my perspective is coordinating our schedules to pull, I don't know, the 25 or 30 storage boxes out of our storage container into our bedroom. Our bedroom right now is
Stacked
jammed.
with boxes. The back door leads into the bedroom here.
So it's a matter of getting all those things inside from out in the storage container, and then the hard part begins. And mostly I'll leave that to Irene. She's going to decide which boxes we're going to pull ornaments from this year. Now, we have friends who say, oh, it's so much bother. I take all this time to set it up, and then I'm all left alone, or maybe my partner helps take it down, but it's such a bother, and I just don't want to be bothered. And
It's not a bother. You see, we don't take this down. This takes multiple days to get up, and it's still not finished right now. We just barely started putting some of the tinsel on the top. There's a little pile of tinsel over here, and we joke about, putting on tinsel in between when the toast is cooking and things like that. And, you come in here, you've got 10 minutes when you're waiting for the water to heat for tea or something, and you put on some tinsel. So it doesn't go up in one day, so it doesn't go down in one day. So when it's time to take the ornaments down, I'll clear this section over here off, and I'll put, this is one box. This particular style of ornament is one box. The bells are another box. There's another box that these go in. And I'll put 3 or 4 boxes over there, and I will stand here and I will go, okay, there's this one, ding. And first of all, the tinsel comes back off, because the tinsel gets reused every year. I know people who throw their tinsel away, but I grew up in a household with lead tinsel.
Lead tinsel, and that lead tinsel was precious. It was pulled off very carefully every year and lined up and put back into the box so you could reuse it the next year.
Right.
Now you can't get lead tinsel now.
Thank goodness. I look back now and realize it was lead tinsel, and we were handling it. Nobody made a big deal about washing your hands afterwards or anything else like that. But we normally washed our hands before we ate anyway, so it was no big deal. But it was like, okay, the tinsel here, some of this tinsel could be 5 or 6 years old. I'll buy a pack of tinsel and it'll last us 3 years, because we just put a little on and we don't put it all the way down to the bottom. It doesn't come down all at once. And it can be just as much fun taking it down. You put tunes on. They don't have to be Christmas tunes anymore if you don't feel like it.
Or they could be.
Or they could be, depending on whether you're not really ready to let go of Christmas or whether you're done with it. Right now we have most of the gifts from Santa under the tree. What's not under the tree is anything that could be toxic or be tempting to the dog and cat. So there's no chocolate under the tree, for instance. And there's a couple of other things that also might be tempting, so they're not under there. But we buy mostly practical things for ourselves at Christmas. There's a lot of specialty foods. I'll stock up the pantry with specialty foods at Christmas that will last us for 6 months.
Or more.
Yeah.
I'm a little delinquent on eating some of the salmon that Irene bought for me last year. She doesn't like the smoked salmon that I like, or she doesn't care for it anyway. So it's time for me to eat some salmon, because I'm hopeful I might be able to get some.
Nope. Santa has rules. If the pantry has not been cleared out, he does not get restocked.
Yep, and that's
because we only have so much room in the pantry.
Well,
and also, I don't want the stuff to spoil. Some of the stuff has got very long shelf life. It's a couple of years.
Yeah.
However, if you keep buying all along, and stack up, you have to keep track. We write the dates on our things as they go into the pantry. And have we ever screwed up? Yeah, but we don't screw up very often at all anymore.
We've spent a lot of time, relatively speaking, again this year. Irene's done an awful lot of the decorating because the truth is I'm off doing something else, and she says, I'm going to go decorate this piece now. We did the tree together.
Yeah, Henry helped with the tree, and you didn't see him as much as me maybe, but he did a bunch of it when the camera wasn't rolling.
And we take turns doing the Advent calendar every day.
Right.
So yesterday was Irene's turn.
Tonight is Henry's turn.
And Monday will be Irene's turn again. So we do that. We've done that for 49 years.
I made that calendar when Jennifer was 18 months old. And she is going to be, well, she just turned 43. So, yeah.
That calendar.
That exact one, yeah.
It's been 43 years.
Yeah.
Well, Irene and I started putting together the Christmas Village. Mm-hmm. You've seen part of it in a quick show Sunday. We're going to take you through that at a higher speed as she's actually setting it up. I help set the snow up for the village. But you know, the fact of the matter is, it's not put up the same way every year. It's an artistic endeavor with one exception. Every year, the church goes on the hill.
Right, and I'm thinking about changing the hill a little bit next year. I've already, because I fiddle with it. And a part of it depends on, we have a stack of boxes over here right now. The boxes are down to a quarter of what they were just a year ago. But we still have a stack of boxes. I'm in the process of moving things around so that I'll have different furniture there next year. Because I have a really lovely treadle sewing machine that a friend of mine gave me. And that's currently carefully stashed in my studio where it can't get rained on or anything. And when that comes in, this is going to get mashed around. So the furniture will be slightly different.
Everything
changes. It could
changes,
even get bigger.
Do you have all of the buildings out?
Yes. Yes, all the buildings.
It can't get any bigger because she has all the buildings out.
I don't know. I can find some more buildings by next year. You never can tell.
Well, I might be able to sneak something in.
Right. Well, and it could also happen that we find something on an after Christmas sale.
That's always good.
Yeah.
So, without any more chit-chat, please enjoy the high-speed version of Irene building up the Christmas Village structures.
Anguishing about locations of buildings and working within the parameters. I have 3 cords that light the buildings. And I'm almost to the point of doing something custom for that because it's beginning to annoy me too much. Because they only have so much space between the lights. And those are incandescent light bulbs.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's a matter of time before I can't get those anymore. So they're night bulbs, the same ones we used for the kids' night lights in the decades and centuries ago.
Well, in any case, no more night lights, no more chit-chat. Enjoy the building of the Christmas Village of 2023.
She's watching me drop sparkles all over the floor. And she's looking at me like, Mom, you're dropping sparkles. Okay. How much do I have left here? Just a little. And you're not allowed up here. You aren't. And if you try and get up here, I will have to scold you. She's like, oh no, we're getting into the scolding phase. Mom doesn't want me to be Godzilla. Of course, we've never seen her be Godzilla, have we? Okay. Isa, don't think about it, Ding Dong. You're cute, but you're not that cute. Okay, this is always the big decision here. Where do we put the various things? Oh my goodness. This is easy. Church always goes at the top of the hill. Now we have to decide where some of these other guys are going to go. The big ones are easy. They go in the center because it's the Christmas shop and the restaurant and the hotel. unfortunately, we're limited by the length of this cord. I could restring everything. I could reset everything. Oh, give me a break. Yeah. I try and create a nice slope here so that the kids can have a sleighing place to use their sleds. There we go. There we go. Okay. What are you doing, Rufus? Did you just get a crunchy snack? Okay, you're just getting a snack. I just wanted to make sure you weren't getting into something you shouldn't have been. Nope, that is not a toy. Oh, come now. That's not fun. Arg. Chopstick. I need a chopstick. It's going. I had just had a light decided it was going to pop inside of a house. That's always a pain. It doesn't happen very often. But when it does, it's a serious pain, I guess where. So until next time, bye.
keep brainstorming.
Yeah, obviously we are.
Until the next one.